Hello, I'm Matthew Barney, director of The Rugrats Meet the Wild Thornberrys. Backed by popular demand, here is another video from the first cycle of the Matthew Barney series. This one is entitled How to Win at Slots, The Winning Strategies. I was really out on the lam when this happened. I was watching it on my laptop out back behind a casino in West Seneca, New York, and it wasn't until the very end of it that Kurt Russell showed up and saved me from a life of poverty and despair. So, without further ado, here is How to Win at Slots, The Winning Strategies, featuring me, Matthew Barney, the commentator. I love you. Hello, I'm Matthew Barney, and a few days ago, I was hoping that because I had purchased all the Blockbuster video stores in America with about $500 million that I would be able to invest in that and perhaps rent out my videos to people who wanted to see them, little peevers like you. Unfortunately, turns out that I gave Blockbuster too much money, and now they are a mega corporation again, and they bought and sold me. The $500,000 I was keeping in my 2 suitcases is no longer on my person. It was stolen by a large bearded fellow with gray hair and a rotted coat. That's why I'm out back behind a casino in West Seneca right now. And I'm watching this video on my heavy laptop in hopes that it will teach me how to use the few tiny denominations of metal money I have in my pocket to maybe get back up to a few million. And I'm a bit concerned. Excuse me, my phone is ringing. Oh. It was Kurt Russell. He said, "Dude, where are you?" I said, "I'm out back the West Seneca casino, trying to figure out how to gain my fortune back. I'm gonna wait for him to text me back. Hopefully he can give me a place to stay. Maybe I can stay at Kurt's apartment for a few days. But right now, I'm only eating the finest garbage from... There's a Kranz inside this casino, and because 90% of the food they make they throw away, because it's eaten by rich folk like me, we simply take a bite and toss it in the garbage. So I'm simply eating whatever my own kind doesn't eat, and every now and then it comes out of a chute, and I'm sitting right by this chute right now in hopes that maybe, just maybe, some delicious, non-soiled garbage will fall out right into my mouth. Now, I don't know what happened to my suitcases, and little Bjork wandered off quite some time ago. She said she was gonna go get something, but I'm not sure what, and as soon as she got out of my eyesight, she disappeared, and I saw an Icelandic patrol car pull up and a man in sunglasses take her away. So now, no longer do I have a part of Bjork with me, but I am Bjorkless, penniless, well, maybe not penniless, I'm quarterless, and my clothes are beginning to fall apart. My beautiful Armani suit is just ragtagged, and that's okay. I'm gonna get back on the top eventually. I mean, I am Matthew Barney. And I'm just so much better than you and this fellow right here, who's gonna teach me all about how to win at slots. Now I know what you're thinking. Matthew, you're an expert card player. You're very good at poker, and I am. But I don't have enough cash on me to buy into a poker game right now in the West Seneca Casino. It's an Indian casino run by, not Indian, I shouldn't say that. That's a bad word. It's run by Native Americans, and they just simply want some money back so that they can get back the land that horrible white men like me took from them so long ago. And honestly, I couldn't agree with their philosophy more. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to even cover the entrance fee into the casino, which is why I've been giving handjobs to strange men in exchange for cash. But they seem to just run off once they get off, and that's okay. I mean, I suppose I would too, if I was going to ask a hobo in a tattered Armani suit to pleasure me for the 20 brief seconds it takes Matthew Barney to get off. That's okay. See, I don't even know who made this video. Again, this is just something that came out of the garbage chute with some of the food. And I decided to pop it in, and it happened to be this. Okay, there's a filthy man there, another filthy man. They're all wearing Stetsons. It's always good to see Fred Willard getting work. I am concerned. I am. Let's talk a little bit about my fortune, because I still have my BlueBerry phone, and I have the charger. So thank goodness for that. I can just plug it in wherever, at a bus stop or at one of those ports at the local shopping mall. I've never been in a shopping mall. It's filled with cheap trinkets and things for tiny little people who go in there and buy tiny little things. And let's see, my phone says my bank account is still locked and that it has been drained into the sub-negatives. I don't know what that means, but everything is a shade of red that is so deep that I've never seen it before. I'm going to load up the bar graph app here. Oh boy. Alright, see, the green bar, which is virtually non-existent, represents how much money I have across all my bank accounts. The red bar represents how much money I've lost in the last 72 hours. And this big, scary brown bar, okay, that represents all the money I'm never going to make back, according to this chart. So that's not good. So I think the only thing I can really do now is find Bjork and force her to marry me again. And then maybe I can suddenly become a rich widower, and all of the money that she took from Matthew Barney will belong to Matthew Barney once again. You see, what was taken from Barney shall be given back to Barney. Yea, verily I say unto you, assuredly, my money. Now, Fred Willard here is asking me, how do I make money for the casino? And I don't know, because inside, I've only gotten a few glimpses inside. Right now, I have a series of milk crates set up that I can walk up like a jerry-rigged set of stairs. And I'm gonna go up and look in the window, and I see people dressed slightly worse than me, but in slightly better condition outfits, and they're eating roast peanut butter duck, and I want some, and I'm just hoping that one of them throws it away and that it'll go down the chute. And I have my mouth open at the base of the chute so that any of the delicious garbage that falls through just pops right into my mouth hole. And I only eat the finest garbage. Across the street from the casino here is a Burger King, and I could go over there and eat the garbage out of that dumpster, because that dumpster has far more edible food in it. But, I only eat the finest garbage. And if I'm going to be a hobo, I'm going to do it in class. Because if you can't be a classy hobo, then you're just a hobo. Like the man who stole my 2 iron briefcases filled with $500,000 worth of cash in each. That hobo is now a millionaire. And I keep seeing his face on posters all across the city that say, "I am money and you can too." And that's okay. I'm happy for him. He finally discovered that, if you just wait long enough, money will come to you. Because that's the way the real world works. I never had to earn a penny in my life. From the moment Matthew Barney was born, he was given everything he ever needed by his father Barnabas Barney. And Barnabas died mysteriously, and all of Barnabas's money went straight to Matthew. And that's why I got so incredibly mad rich. And I was so happy for a time, until I leaked away all my cash on silly movies like the Cremaster Cycle series, and of course Drawing Restraint, and most recently River of Fundament, which I had never paid attention to this bar graph app on my telephone before, but evidently that movie cost so much money and it made so little money that it actually bankrupted me 6 months ago, and I've been living off of the grant money I was given for a new feature that's not going to happen now, at least not for a while. And my movies are just so good that I just don't share them with anybody. I really don't. Because if you don't share, then it's just for you. And why would I share something that isn't yours? It's just for me. That's why when I hold screenings, I hold private screenings, and the only person in attendance is me. And I sit there and I watch it by myself, and I'll just rub my pants and I'll say, "I'm so good at making movies. I don't have to put these out on home video." But now I can't even afford to rent out an entire theater unless I want to share it with a dozen commoners, a dozen little, or 20 dozen little beavers like you, who wouldn't even begin to be able to comprehend the greatness of my films. And that's okay. That's what you're there for. You're there because you went to go see Transformers Dark of Moon and Star Trek Into Darkness. And you like those movies because they're fast-paced and they have a simplistic plot that you can understand, as opposed to symbolic imagery that slowly weaves together a loose narrative. One that, despite the inner ear infection you're growing right now, or that I'm growing, you can understand. I want to talk a little bit for a minute about my inner ear infection. I slept inside one of the dumpsters out back here last night on a filthy mattress. And it was only the finest filthy mattress I could find. It had been thrown out of a Comfort Inn, and I dragged it back to the dumpster, and I put it in there, and because it was raining last night, I simply closed the dumpster door, the dumpster lid. And I slept in there, and some water got in, dripped on me, and I think it got into my ear at one point, and I have this is so loud, this monster headache, and I'm out of tranquilizers, and I'm also out of painkillers. I'm out of codeine, if you will, and I'm simply talking so calmly because I have become euphoric in my withdrawal, and I believe that I have accepted my fate. My fate is to find Bjork and just get all my money back. And then I can sleep on a 40,000 thread count bed sheets again instead of a ratty mattress from a Comfort Inn. And that's okay. Alright, now I should be paying attention to this video because I'm pretty sure it's telling me how to win at slot machines. Fred Willard here is going on about slot tip 7, which is only play the slot machines that are in... Oh, well, now you tell me, Fred. See, I was playing the ones at gas stations. Oh, see, even he said it, gas stations, right there. Now, I like Chuck Woolery, and I've always admired this man. And, I may not agree with his politics, but I think it is important to always play full coin. Oh, man. I don't know if anyone out there is still listening to these videos, but if you are, my brain feels like it's been... Well, it feels like gasoline has been poured on it. And then that hobo who took my briefcases lit a match and threw it on my gasoline-doused brain. And now my brain is on fire, and I can barely think correctly. All I see is random flashes of light, and every now and then I hope that some more food will come out of the garbage chute. Also, my eyes are kind of swollen around the lids, and there seems to be some sort of bacterial infection. And I'm not really sure what that is, because I've never had to deal with that before, because my dock wagon bracelet has stopped functioning. And prior to this, if my life signs drop below a certain level, I could just, tap the button on my wrist, and I would be rushed quickly to the nearest hospital that you've never heard of, where I would be given an injection that would cure me of all ailments. Come on, dock wagon bracelets, stupid. Excuse me, I don't usually like to sound aggressive or angry, but when my bank account was fully drained, I noticed that the light that takes my pulse on my dock wagon bracelet stopped functioning. And now I have a series of infections, and I believe that the tiny paper cuts on my hands have become infected with only the finest germs. And that's okay, because if I'm going to get gangrene, what better headline for the newspapers to read tomorrow than to say, "We have let Matthew Barney down. He was found dead this morning behind a dumpster outside the West Seneca Casino. And he was found by a Native American. And the Native American cried when he saw that Matthew Barney, the only good white person in existence, had moved from this realm farther on into the realm of Akakaka! And what happier day could there be that a Native American sheds a tear, maybe captured on camera by a passerby, maybe a child walking home from school carrying their blue-blary cellular phone, and they see the Indian crying over the carcass of Matthew Barney, and they say, "No, not Matthew Barney," and that is why that won't happen. And someone is bound to come rescuing Matthew Barney any minute now. And I'm really hoping it's Kurt Russell, because I'm texting him like crazy. And, oh, he's texting me back. I don't know, it just says, "Matthew, don't panic, I'll be there in an hour." An hour? This video will be long over by then. I'm gonna text back, Kurt. Yeah, I need help. Kurt, call that 3-digit number for poor people. He says, "Why don't you do it yourself?" Too proud. Okay. Okay, well, Kurt's gonna be here in an hour, so by the time this video is over, I'll probably be in the Kurtmobile, and I'll be being whisked away by his royal badness. He's gonna show up with his eye patch, and he's gonna drive me to the nearest celebrity hospital, where my wounds will hopefully be able to be healed. Now, I did see someone at the clinic yesterday. I broke, and I actually went to a clinic, and I had to wait over 5 hours in line until the person took my blood sample. And first of all, they were so happy to get my blood because, it's Matthew Barney's blood. And who wouldn't be excited about that? But they told me I have 3 types of hepatitis, A, B, and C. And they didn't think it was possible that I am still walking. And that's why I stole one of the canes from the elderly gentleman in the lobby, and I hobbled out back to where I am now on this filthy yet comfortingly comfortable chair outside the casino. It's an armchair that I dragged away from a bookstore that was going out of business. And the cops stopped me a couple times and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I saw this chair and it said free." And they said, "Hey, aren't you Matthew Barney?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am. I am Matthew Barney. Thank you for noticing. I'm glad to know that the boys in blue in the local law enforcement are big fans of my film." And they said, no, there's an APB out for you, and you're actually under arrest for kidnapping a small half-human, half-pig hybrid. Goes by the name Bjork Jr. That was when I ran, and I smeared face paint that I found in the dumpster of a beauty salon, and I have completely disguised my appearance. But don't worry, I've already texted a picture of my new face to Kurt Russell, who should be riding in here any minute in his red convertible Corvette to rescue me. Alright, so I gotta establish what my session stake is. Chuck Woolery wants me to do the playthrough technique. I can't really focus on the words because my vision has become blurry and doubled, and there's a lot of those little floaty things in front of my eyes that I've never had to deal with because I've only used the finest seawater ocean eye drops in the past, and the only ones I've been able to find are from a local Walgreens pharmacy. I am not feeling well, and this is a new sensation to me, and it's definitely not a pleasant one. It feels like there's a man with an ice pick hand crank drill trying to dig into my brain and tap my thoughts, and then once he does, he's gonna put like a little flask or a bucket beneath the newly tapped hole in my brain, and he's gonna suck all the ideas out, and then Matthew won't be the most intelligent person anymore, and just anybody will be able to make incredibly confusing movies. And I've lost control of my bowels. Oh no. I need to stay calm. What is that smell? I don't understand. How can that be my bowels? I used to take these supplements that would make my bowel movements smell like roses, and now it does not smell like roses at all. And oh, my suit, it's all covered in filth. What is this? I used to take Au sheets, which they said would turn my fecal matter into solid gold, and it did. And I ran out of those a day and a half ago. Okay, I just gotta stay calm. Kurt will be here any minute, and I'm sure that he has a big bottle of Xanax in his glove compartment. And I'll probably end up taking half the bottle on the way to the hospital. But until then, I just need to stay calm. There's only about 17 minutes left in this bizarre little instructional video that came out of the food garbage chute. And I'm not sure why I'm even watching it. I'm not even really paying attention. I could probably go into the casino right now, but the Native American bouncer would stop me from going in. And he'd say, "Hey, why are you why you tried to get in? And I would say, why am I doing a Native American accent? I'm racist, but I'm not racist. I'm Matthew Barney. I'm a thespian. I'm incredibly detailed and intricate and articulate, and other words that end with kit. And I am the pinnacle of high society. And right now I've been reduced to this germs everywhere, fungus, and I don't know what to do, because Kurt's gonna be here in 30 minutes, and when he gets here, I'm just gonna be able to lay back down in the back of his gorgeous candy red convertible, and I can rest my head easily knowing that I am on my way to a celebrity hospital, and that I can sue Bjork for every penny that she took from me. I shouldn't even know what a penny is. I'm Matthew Barney. I've never heard of such a low denomination. Just 1 week ago, I was using bills as small as $1,000 in size of denominatory status. And now, my head is swimming from benzo withdrawal and painkiller separation, and someone has infected me with the first 3 types of hepatitis, and I'm waiting on a D-list celebrity to come rescue me. That's okay. That's okay. My jackpot can be stolen? Well, thanks for telling me, Fred Willard. Fred Willard and Chuck Willard are the same person. I know they try to hide it. He tries to hide it, but we all know that they are one in the same. And I am so incredibly tired of hearing people on the street walk up to me and say, "Aren't you Bjork's husband?" To which I'll say, "No, stupid. I'm not Bjork's husband. I'm Bjork's ex-husband." And why is everything around me spinning? That's really strange. Oh, that's okay. I'm Matthew Barney, and maybe every now and then... Oh, there's an ice cream truck. Wait. Oh, he's going away. I think I have just enough coins for some ice cream. But now it's either ice cream or I can somehow sneak past the Native American bouncer, and I can hope to put 3 or 4 quarters into a slot machine, and by pulling it, just the fact that it knows Matthew Barney's hand pulled its lever, that it will just give me $1 million on the first try. I'm okay. Kurt's coming. Kurt texted me. ETA 30 minutes. I'm gonna write back. My video that I am doing the commentary of will be done in 15. Hurry. Okay. That's okay. Alright. I hope he gets here as soon as possible, because I want all my megabucks back in my Swedland bank account. Quartermania, there's actually a casino down the street that I went in, but it was just so filled with poor people that I didn't want to spend any more time in there than was necessary. And, I really think that's important, that even if, someone as awesomely powerful as me, who had so much money, can retain the level of self-righteousness needed to be one with high thespian society, then it says a lot about me as an artist, that not only have I worked on films like Drawing Restraint, Districted, and most recently my newest exhibit, River of Fundament, which I am currently giving serious thought into releasing on Blu-ray and using the revenue generated from therein to make back a small portion of my fortune. But it says a lot that I keep my integrity. Even if tonight I'm sleeping on Kurt Russell's pull-out sofa, in his apartment in New York City. I hear he lives in the Bronx. And I don't know where Kurt's from or when. I do know that he comes from a time when movies didn't need to have a plot or a narrative, and that's what I like, because my movies don't have narratives. They're just a bunch of strange excuse me, I seem to have eaten something bad that might explain the inner ear infection. I believe I may have food poisoning. And that's okay. I mean, once I get out of this parking lot of this dingy casino run by Indians, I can get in the candy red apple Kurtmobile and we'll be on our way back to high society. And that's important. That's what life is all about. It's about throwing money at your problems and hoping that those problems go away. Okay, now they're going to tell me about slot myths. Video poker, the video poker section. This is actually what I came in hoping the video would be about. Instead it was about slot machines, and it talked a whole lot with James Coburn, who of course is best known for his role as the Vietnam War veteran in Zombie 5 Killing Birds, directed by the legendary Claudio Fragasso, who also directed parts of Zombie 4 After Death, and as well as the legendary Troll 2. Okay, jacks or better draw poker. Draw all to pairs. Okay, I'm just going to make a note of that on my Notes Kit app here on my blue blurry Telluride phone. Okay, this morning 3 of my teeth fell out when I woke up in the dumpster outside of the what it's called the Red Man's Casino, and I don't know why they would call it that, because frankly that's just the most self-depreciating, horribly racist thing I've ever heard. And if you know me as an artist, I am not racist. I believe we are all the same children of Yog-Sothoth, and that is why he chose me as the rich man to lead the way and show people such pretty pictures. Deuce is wild. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening in the butt of my underwear right now, is a wild deuce. I lost control of my bowels quite some time ago. I think it's due to the food poisoning. And that's okay. I mean, I'm only eating the finest garbage. I mean, I would not sit outside of a McDonald's and wait for them to throw away their trash, because, Cthulhu knows what kind of filth is in that garbage. And I wouldn't want to put that in my mouth. I only want the finest rotting meat. Okay, comps. Do they mean computers? Oh my. Look at all these oldkins, they sit about and they endlessly hit the slot machines, pulling the levers, hoping that the Indians will repay them, when that's simply not going to happen. I mean, if I were an Indian, which, because I'm Matthew Barney, I am, I would not give them a single red cent. Red cent. I swear I hear sirens and something else coming from the distance. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm just going to hope it goes away. It could just be because I've been without my medication for over 72 hours. The doctors always said that the second I stop that medication, I'm going to start hearing and seeing things that are akin to what I put in my films. That is a two-dimensional vehicle that one has to crawl inside of and push the gas pedal with their hands and steer with their feet. And there is no windshield because the car is a tube. And if you had watched Cremaster 3, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. The internal inverted sofa couch. Now here's James Coburn again, who, like I said, star of the infamous film Battle Beyond the Stars, and of course his most famous film, Zombie 5 Killing Birds, which was always a pleasure to see him in. And I've always admired Robert Vaughn here, because he's just one of the best actors, and he was always my favorite of the Magnificent Seven. Now, he seems to be rambling on about how much better he is than me, but with that fake tuxedo and the slicked back hair, he's thinking, look at me, I'm better than Matthew Barney. Well, you're not, James Vaughn, or whatever your real name is. You're not. What's going on? I hear there's gunfire in the background. What is that? That's not good. Oh my. Kurt? Is that... Holy crap, why are all those policemen following Kurt? And there's helicopters. Black helicopters bearing the Greenland flag. Kurt, I'm over here.
Hey, Matthew, quick, get in the car. This wacky adventure just got a whole lot wackier.
Oh my gosh, Kurt, thank goodness you're here. I just gotta grab my computer and then we can go, okay?
There's no time. You're gonna have to upload that video from your Blueberry remotely.
Alright, no, you're absolutely right. I will upload it. Wait, get your hands off me. I don't want to ride in the trunk. No, what am I doing? No!
Hey, it's time to kick some ass and take my meds. And I'm all out of refills.
Bye.